Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Power Half Hour Unstoppable Business Owner. And I am your host, Dorothy Odell, for this evening. I have the distinct pleasure of bringing to the stage Belicia Adams from Paint 22. Welcome. How are you this evening?
I am good. Thank you for asking. I just got off of my 9 to 5, so I'm
I hear
clocking back in, you know.
you. Exactly. I love it. So, Belicia, tell those that have no idea who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and what got you to Paint 22. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. Again, yeah, my name is Belicia. A little bit about myself. I am a Army veteran, um, joined in '09, and I'm also an artist. So whenever I joined, art's always been a thing ever since I was a child. I kind of went back to it though. So, as you become an adult, we lose our inner child a little bit. So, or it gets kicked out of us. so,
X.
so I did lose, I didn't create for a while there, but then I came back to it around 2013. I started painting again and drawing and couldn't stop since, and then from there, I went back to school for my um, business degree, and that's when I discovered Paint 22. As far as creating something where everybody can be inclusive, build that camaraderie, and then teach that life skill as far as the joys of creating and what that can do, for you.
Right. Wow, that's awesome. So you've always been an artist then, as far back as you can remember.
Yeah. I mean, even to this day, some things I don't even remember, and then like my parents will send me something. They're like, "Oh, we still have this award, from the art contest," and so it's always
Aw.
good fresh reminders. But ever since I was a child, and then when I come to Florida, I write poetry in the summer, so all
Awesome.
around. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. That is so awesome. I like to pretend that I'm creative, but really like in the arts, but I don't know. I write. I'm an
Yeah,
author, so maybe that's my creative outlet, I guess.
exactly.
But it's funny. My girlfriend a couple weeks ago, she's out in Illinois and I'm here in Canada, and
Mhm.
she was just having one of those bad moments, and well, not bad moments, she was just like, she needed to get her zen back, so she said, I'm just going to run out to Target, I'll be right back. So she comes back and she shows me this coloring book she bought, and it was a child's coloring book, but it was a devotional about
Like
just how wonderful,
biblical.
uh, right. And so therefore, so she colored it, and she goes, that was just so relaxing. And I'm like, I have an adult book, coloring book somewhere here. Somebody blessed me with it, and I can't find it. But
Oh,
it's so teeny tiny, small. Like, I was like, how do you see in the lines?
yeah, all the anxiety coloring book where it's so much on the page. Yeah,
Yes, and
tough
it's,
comment.
yeah. And she goes, that's why I like the kids coloring books, because it's so much easier. And I said to her, because I'm a smart ass, I said, oh, you stayed within the lines.
Yeah, yeah, just within your grade. No, it's kidding, but those are fun. Honestly, I love when artists create the blank sheets, and we had something like that with Paint 22 where we bought coloring books and for the anxiety, really, or just your emotional state, just to stay calm and if you're at
Right.
work, distracts you. I'm glad you got into that though.
Yeah.
Get to
Well,
see.
it's funny. We
Oh,
went shopping over the States on the weekend, and I tried looking for a coloring book. Of course, I waited for the last store to go look, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just get out of here. It was a stupid us went on the American Thanksgiving weekend to the States to go shopping on Sunday. I'm like, are we dumb? Like, what is with this
yeah,
picture?
like that's bad timing. Let's pre-plan our life.
I didn't plan it, but that's
Okay.
okay. That was my
Okay, yeah, don't
husband's
put them out there.
doing. That
Okay.
was my husband's doing. Love the man. I absolutely
Yeah,
love
share the book.
him. But I'm never doing it again.
Mhm.
Oh, that is funny. So, what was your time like in the military, and what is life like now after that you're out?
Well, I did the reservists. My time was a little bit different as far as, you know, serving active duty. I just kind of did the weekend thing. So it was a little bit different. I was in a chemical MOS, Seaburn. Um, so, I mean, we did a lot of cleaning, a lot of inventory, but
Right.
other than that, I mean, I tried volunteering for things. It's just, of course, mine was, there was really nothing going on. But So my time in the service was funny. It was fun. I learned a lot of discipline. That's where I learned a lot of my morals, integrity, just the basics in life that you may not learn in maybe the neighborhood that I grew up in. So it definitely taught me my values. And outside the military, I went more call center, work life. So I was pretty much been in the call center all my work career. Essentially, getting out was a little bit harder. I was trying to transition. But it did me good. It got me set up with a good position. Usually work my way up, and now I'm in Florida. I'm Tampa native, so came back to Florida and back in the call center. So, but
I give you kudos
yeah.
for that. I lasted
Yeah.
3 weeks in the call center here, so yeah, I give you kudos. Totally. So, how would you say that art then is that outlet for our veterans, like giving them that place? Like, how would you say that Paint 22 has helped veterans, transfer from? Because some veterans struggle with PTSD and things like that. So, how would you say that Paint 22 helps our veterans?
No, specifically on maybe those transitioning out. The military doesn't do a fine job of making sure you're in a great mental state moving forward. And I think art would definitely be a great program to add to that. I mean, the VAs are including art for TBI patients, and that's been showing great response as far as numbers in recovery. But if you don't have TBI, you can't join the program. So it's kind of hard as far as what's available art wise. And we wanted to be able to provide something that's all inclusive, where any branch of service, no matter the discharge, injury, you can come to us. We can create one of our classes, bring your family, and then hopefully they pick it up as a life skill where they take it home and do it with their family every once in a while, or maybe they find the inner artist in them, and or I've learned that a lot of veterans, when they pick it up, some of them do continue with a painting or their creative outlet, whether it's writing, theater, it could be anywhere, but we mainly focus on the visual arts. We are trying to be more inclusive as far as bringing in other aspects of it, but just being able to provide that extra outlet for them to experience how to really express their feelings and emotions, since it's always so suppressed in the military, or you got to just be told how to feel, suck it up, and stuff like that. So just being able to be their true authentic selves and see that visually, why they chose those colors, why they painted this way, their lines might be a little harder, what were you going through? So it's just a process is all that, to try to get them outside of that box mindset, especially depending on how long they've been in the service, so.
Right. I love that. I love that. It gives them that creative feel back, but also, and with the camaraderie, because you said like when they're painting in groups, especially, they have their guys back, right? Or their comrades back. So that's awesome. So it says here your personal business focuses on the mental health while giving back to the creator and providing unique artwork. Tell about for your interior design needs. So tell us a little bit more about that. Like, what does that program entail?
Well, that one I was honestly, I was a little confused on the question of the bio. I was like, "Are we looking into me?" But so that's just my personal
All of
outlet.
you.
Okay, we're getting deep. Okay, so just my personal creations, essentially is a way that I am able to find mental clarity in some of my work. So, sometimes I'll create something and then something else happens later down the road where I'm like, wow, I just, envisioned that, or so it's really just something for me and to give back to our creator, as what I believe in. We do have a great creator. So that's my way of giving back. And then, of course, any sales that I generate with it, this is one of my pieces in the back there.
I was going to ask that.
Yeah. Some multimedia creation, but it means fragile in Latin, so this is something that I like to do. And then you can use my artwork, being a veteran, to display it as far as like the art shows, the mobile art shows that we host. We collect local veteran artists artwork, so we can have that full experience as far as like different branches being displayed and their family, so that's where I kind of circled my life. around right now.
Love that. Our guest here says it helps us to see emotions in a beautiful way. I love that. Love that. So, what are what is something that's coming up for Paint 22 and any I don't know, groupings or anything like that that's coming up, or um anything new on the horizon? Yeah.
No, I appreciate. Well, we have little things coming up, but like on Friday we have a team building class where we're going to a homeless shelter in Newport Richey that services for veterans that are homeless, and we're going to do like a team building activity with the employees to get them, in spirits, to kind of continue servicing our veterans, and hopefully get in there, as far as just being a program for them,
Absolutely.
But we got a lot of things going on. Of course, USA. Correction. Pay22.com. Okay. Pay22.com. You can subscribe for any updates. As far as our future classes, we work with the Straws a lot. It's in downtown Tampa. A big supporter and partner in a lot of our activities. So we do have a light painting class coming up there where we kind of paint with our bodies, essentially. So you'll have lights,
awesome.
Props. Yeah. And you just kind of make an image, and then we'll have an artist there capturing that, live still moments, and then it just creates this wonderful piece at the end. So that's exciting. Check it out on our website if you want to sign up. Yeah. Those are the most recent, and then we have some big plans coming for the new year. I mean, we definitely want to get a gallery and start getting a location set. But as far as activities go, those are our activities.
Right. That sounds awesome. I like that body painting thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be an experience for sure.
Gee, when I finally get down to Tampa, there's just going to be so much I'm going to do down there. I mean, I have made so many friends down in the Tampa and Lakeland, Florida area that I'm going to be busy for a week just seeing everything that everybody that's come through the show from that area. So that's awesome. I can't wait to do that.
Connections. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so do you guys have like your own building down in Tampa, or is it something that you guys do online, or?
We do online since COVID. We'll host online classes sometimes, but we are mobile. So that's how we started originally, is like in the VFWs, American Legions, just kind of doing the art classes for them. But now we partnered with like local galleries or art studios. So we'll partner with them to host our events there and usually market it that way. But that is the goal, is to get our own location, get the gallery first, get some studio spaces. It's going to be definitely in the works next year as far as like launching it. I'm going to take my own personal funds, take $100,000, start the build, and then, go from there, as far as providing a safe place for people to come and either create, hopefully have some housing available as far as like studio spaces, and go from there. So
I love that. That's awesome. So how can people help with that? Are you looking for donations as well to help towards that? Is Paint 22 funded by donations? Is that something that you guys are interested in, or?
Oh yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, definitely donations. I mean, again, I'm going to be supplying the first. We bootstrapped a lot, and then a lot of our donations just kind of come in from different programs or groups. So we're going to be reaching out to the community, pitch competitions, just kind of putting ourselves out there as far as fundraising, hosting our own fundraiser. We haven't done that in a while as far as fundraising opportunities, because we've been blessed. Project Vet Relief has really came through as far as taking care of our classes, expenses. Yeah. So we didn't really have to focus as much on fundraising the past couple of years, but I'm definitely going to have to switch gears and, go back into that. But yeah, if you want to donate, definitely the donations, we have a donation link online. Officially, everything's going to be on the website at the start of the new year, like as far as the layout, the blueprints, and just have a splash page where people can donate specifically to that. But if you do want to donate to that specifically, just put it in the notes, for sure.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, yeah.
That is awesome. So what 3 things would you have to say that you've overcome to become to where you're to be who you are right now, like in business and life and everything? What 3 things would you say you'd have to overcome?
Oh, it's more than three. I was gonna,
Right.
but well, personally, I was just trying to do something like personal life, business. Maybe we'll try to do it that way. But 3 things I would say: personal growth is finding myself. As far as, yeah, you might have a passion and a calling to do something, but you know if you're not right, within yourself to continue that mission, that was a big learning step for me as far as being able to provide for others if I can't provide, for myself or understand. So just growing my emotional side, personally. And that's personal life and business. So, I mean, we have to have business connections and make that initial connection. So that's kind of played in both aspects. And then my education, for sure. I grew up, I didn't have the greatest education. I mean, pretty much graduated with like a third grade reading level. So definitely had some growth there to do. Was able to obtain multiple degrees after that, and my master's in entrepreneurship and business. And then, for the start of Paint 22. So definitely education. That's going to be a tidbit for people go out there, is learn no matter how you can. I mean, you say education is free, you can get it, but sometimes you have to pay, like audiobooks. So
Yes.
you might have to pay, but it's definitely worth it, as far as educating yourself and knowing and spreading that education and joy. And then thirdly, just developing my skills just in general, like just knowing my weaknesses and being able to either delegate or work around what I need to accomplish. So just recognizing your strengths and weaknesses and making sure whatever your weaknesses are, that you have a plan of action, so everybody else isn't suffering. So, if I might not be good. Well, I'm trying to learn. I wear many hats, so I might not be good at paperwork or whatnot or meeting minutes, but I'll
Right.
assign somebody else to do that. So we can stay on track and just little things like that.
I love that. That's definitely, as an entrepreneur, that's one thing that I've learned, right? Like we have to wear many hats, and sometimes we have no freaking clue how to do half of it. So you get the right people to help you with
Mm-hmm.
that, or get the right answers, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
Or educate
that's
yourself so you can, tip number
Google.
2. Yeah.
Google's search bar is my friend, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I remember before I even really got into media, I was really into Rachel Hollis, and she said it took her 10 years to build up her empire. And she said, she did it all at the beginning with the Google search bar, and that's how she became who she is. So I figured, okay, if Rachel Hollis can do it, there's no reason why I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference between her and I is I had a degree in bookkeeping. So the business side of it, I knew how to do more than
Well, yeah.
the other stuff. So, and
And she didn't have a degree. She,
I
I've
don't
never heard of
know.
her. I have to look her up and see.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
she's awesome. She's a self-made millionaire.
Wow.
Her and okay, so she was married to Dave Hollis, and they split up last year or the year before, and it was this big, huge thing because they used to do this morning show together, and they were great together. Although he's a jokester, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes like she took things like really literally into heart, and you could tell. But we never know what's going inside someone's home, right? They can portray
Yeah.
it great
Yeah.
out to
That's.
the real world, but inside, he could be the
Mhm.
biggest douchebag.
Well,
But we'll
that's a
just put it
crazy
that way.
dynamic. Yeah. I
That
mean,
it was a crazy
when the show
dynamic.
becomes
So
serious, yeah.
right. Well, and to be truly transparent, that's how it is in my house. I'm the serious one. My husband's the one that jokes all the time. And so I've learned to just like let it go. But then, if I'm in a mood, forget it. And he's just nonstop joking, then I just shut down. I'm like,
It sounds like our life. Yeah, it's like opposites attract. Like, okay, we get it. I love you, but I'm gonna have to come back.
yeah, I like all withdrawal. And of course, they really get mad when you don't say nothing. You know, when you quit giving them fuel for the fire, they get mad.
Okay. Yeah.
And until you blow, right? And then you're the bad guy. But
Oh,
anyways.
unless his payback was taking you on Thanksgiving, weekend. Well, the American Thanksgiving weekend
Oh man.
to shop.
Yeah.
That might have been his payback on the
With
low.
his 11-year-old son who has to look at everything,
Yeah,
everything
stop.
at the store 10
Mm,
times.
no.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not happening again. And it's funny because I was talking to my brother last night because my brother for his birthday, for my son's birthday, he took him shopping. He says, "I'm going to pick him up, take him up for breakfast, and take him shopping." I said to my husband, I said, "All right, let's see how long this lasts."
Yeah.
My brother comes back and he goes, "Never again."
Like put him on a timer. I got $20. He'll be back in an hour and a half.
That's literally how it is. That is literally how it is. That is funny. Um, but I also liked what you said, like your personal development. Everybody that's been on this show says the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have to get over ourselves first before we can move on, and that is so important. And definitely educating yourself each day on something new. I love that you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, totally. Totally, totally, totally. So what three things would you say that you help your clients overcome then when they come into Paint 22?
I help them overcome, I would say, the self-confidence as far as like their esteem, especially creating for the first time. A lot of people, are reluctant to paint or, just have that fear. So we definitely help them get over their self-esteem, the fear. And then once they actually start creating, then you can see the magic happening, as far as them either releasing their emotions, that's something that they take away, or their family experiencing their loved one, being creative, being in a different space that they never seen them in before, so that's always a powerful moment, you know. And then, of course, the takeaway of going home, they get to take home a piece that they're proud of. They've had that camaraderie during the event, because we usually have, I'm a food person, so I usually at my events, we're going to have food and at least some type of beverage or something, to eat. Um, but yeah, a lot of takeaways. We usually do give out educational material as well. If it comes down to either their needs, do they want a dog? We know we have partners, or we know people that give out dogs to veterans, or etc. So we've got a lot going on that they can definitely take away in the moment.
I love that. And what is your greatest moment? Like, what do you love about the art world? I'm just curious.
Well, I love that in the art world, people are usually more honest, whether it's silently or in their artwork. It's just more raw and authentic in the art world, as far as making those genuine connections, having that organic growth, as far as business wise, just growing organically.
Right.
Um, and the great supporters, I mean, if you're doing something great and the artist, appreciates you, I mean, we all usually support each other. It's kind of like the military community, as far as like the art community and the military side, like it mix as well, as far as they understand other artists, and they understand other people's mindsets, and they might be going through something, or, so it's a lot more of emotional care in the art community for sure.
Right. I love that. I'm definitely well. Okay, so I will confess, I bought 2 blank canvases about 3 months ago, and they've been sitting in my closet. And I went and cleaned out the closet here in my office the other day and found them. And I'm like, oh yeah, because I love sunsets and sunrises.
Mm-hmm.
And on my way to work, I used to have to drive 45 minutes to work. Now I don't
Mm-hmm.
have to. Now it's a 10-minute commute. And so God just showed me this like beautiful sunrises. And I'm like, I want to try and replicate that. But every time I try and paint something, it doesn't turn out anything like I
Oh no, we're
visualized.
sunsets. We can do that. Yeah, you guys join it. We'll do a virtual class for sure. And get you in there. But yeah, the
Perfect.
sunset paintings. It's so funny because I went to secretly went to painting with the twist when all this started, you know, in 2018, just so I can like learn their process, you know, because you got to do a class in like an hour, 2 hours. So painting a sunset, I mean, we can take all day doing that, you know, but so that the process is very cookie cutter, essentially. Like you start with your background, blend your colors. Are you looking at, you know, a red sky, orange and yellow? Grab that red, orange, yellow, maybe some white. And then you can just literally just blend it all in, you know, that's your sky. And then you can either add your cloud, you know. So yeah, so I think you'll do good. I mean, honestly, I love painting the scenarios, but
Right.
yeah,
I love
we'll
that.
have to get you in. Yeah.
I'll have to
Don't
do
be
that.
scared. See the fear, you know? Overcome the fear.
That is so awesome. My son was stepson was painting different gifts. I'm not going to say what they are in case my sister-in-laws and my mother-in-law's listening. But painting some gifts this weekend. So he holds it up and he goes, "Look at me, Dorothy. I'm Bob Ross." So I'm just like, kid, I love that. Whatever you do, do not let that imagination stop. Like whatever you
Yes,
want to do.
creativity. Yeah.
I'm the
Yeah.
parent that says, out of the four of us, I'm the one that says, follow your dreams. Don't get into a job just because you have to. Get into a job that you're going to love.
Yeah, I love that. You know, it's hard to inspire artists because if you think about it, back in the day, artists were conglomerated and, you know, and back in the Picasso days and, you know, and actually hired. So yeah, I mean, the world changed as far as, but since COVID, I think it has shown more appreciation to artists and what the expenses behind it are, comes to light more. You know, people are picking up artwork. They're like, man, I spent $100 in Michaels. I was like, yeah, that's why the classes are the prices that they are, you know. but yeah, definitely good money bucket to throw your money in.
I love that. Well, that's funny because I actually I didn't think of that until this moment. And I have paintings all over my house. My grandmother used to paint.
Mhm.
Was it oil paints? Yeah, she used oil paints. And so when she passed away, you know, anybody who wanted one got them. And so I actually have two in my house. She was okay. I mean, she wasn't a Picasso, but I mean, she did really good. Go over to the Legion because my grandparents were both part of the Legion in Kingsville, and go paint with her old buddies.
Hey, it's awesome though. You can like, bring her artwork, and then
Yes.
yeah, it's good.
Grandpa would be at the bar drinking and grandma would be painting.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the family
Good.
creators. Everybody's a creator, you know, and that's how I feel. It's like everybody has some type of creativity inside them. You know, their inner child for sure.
You just have to
Definitely,
get that out of the people.
yeah, yeah.
I
That's the
love
hard
that.
part. Yeah, but usually bringing them into groups, it could be a vulnerable moment, you know, for some. But
Mhm.
but stay tuned for sure. I mean, we have like marine artists, kind of did like the Bob Ross thing. So we'll have to get that online so they can join in and, you know, get your painting
Absolutely.
done.
I would love that. Absolutely love that. Wow, I can't believe it's been a half hour here already. And I just
Okay,
want to
yeah.
thanks our guests for joining us. And Belicia, do you have any last words that you want to leave our guests with? All right.
Uh, keep creating. You never know what somebody's going through, you know, so have compassion. You know, share some joy and you know, practice empathy. You know, for sure. Some things, some reminders. And of course, subscribe to Pay 22 just so you can stay up to tune with us and our art classes coming up. We have a lot of different activities. We're going to be starting a retreat in Puerto Rico soon in a hotel. So stay tuned for sure. Next year is going to be a lot of things going on. So.
Wow. Okay, I've had Mexico and Tampa come up on my radar. I don't know how many times within the last year, and Arizona. So we'll see. I'm gonna have to
Puerto
get out
Rico.
there.
Yeah. All right,
I
check it
love this.
out.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your heart and soul with us about Paint 22. We'll definitely go check that out, guys. all of Belicia's information is in the show notes. So go check her out, stalk her, get a part of one of her groups, stalk her in a good way. I don't want a healthy stalk. I don't want anybody telling me, I don't want her telling me she had to call the police after this show. But just remember, we all are connected with the military. We know what to do. Anyways, I know friends that have guns. Yes, I do not, but I know friends that do. But anyways, not that that's a threat. Anyways, I'm shutting up now. Be unstoppable in all that you do. Thank you for coming on so much, Belicia. It's an honor and a privilege to have you here. And see you same time, same channel next week, folks. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.